Hey everybody, this is Django Walker, and this is Real Life, Real Music.
Real Life, Real Music Radio with your host, Kyle Hutton.
All right. Like I'm taking a test or something.
Yep, you're going to. That's for
Lights
sure.
on and everything.
You're going to take a test. What is the best university on Highway 6?
Oh, man.
Don't answer the question.
Sam Houston State, are they on 6? Just kidding, everybody.
Oh, man, Django, thank you. I know, you played this last weekend out in Terlingua, and you've got a bunch of shows coming up this week, but thanks for taking time in the middle of the week here, beginning of the week, to come hang out in Bryan, Texas with us.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Thank y'all for coming out here.
Yeah. Django, the way this works is I'm going to ask you a whole bunch of questions, but before I do that, why don't you just pick a song you want to kick us off with tonight?
Okay. I can do that. Well, I thought I could do that, and then I realized I don't know what I'm going to do. I got an idea, though. Let's do this. Probably, oh, God bless America. Maybe I should have tuned up first, huh? Well, I sound checked, dropped D, and then I didn't put it back. That's very... So I was saying that this is probably one of my favorite songs that I've written. The song was recorded by Jimmy Buffett on a record called Songs from Saints Somewhere. And when we wrote it, there was about 6 of us, and we were in Belize, and we laughed and we said, wouldn't it be funny if we got Jimmy Buffett to record this? And I wish that kind of karma worked all the time, because I would have 38 cuts. I would just keep going. I wish George Strait would cut this. But this song talks about boats, guitars, and dogs, which are 3 of my favorite things. Well, there's something about a boat sitting on a sea out there in the wind, floating on a free, take you around the world, bring you back home, gives a man hope. Something about a boat, something about an old guitar, the way it still rings after all the smoky bars and the broken strings. Yeah, it played a million songs, stole a lot of hearts, hid a lot of scars. Something about an old guitar. Ain't it crazy how something seems like nothing at all can take this big old world and make it seem so small? You'll see windows where there are walls, makes a whole lot of something out of nothing at all. Now there's something about a dog sitting by your side. If you had a bad day, well, he doesn't run and hide. See, he's wagging that tail and he's grinning that grin. See, there's something about a dog that makes a man's best friend. Ain't it crazy how something seems like nothing at all? Take a big old world and make it seem so small. You'll see windows where there are walls, makes a whole lot of something out of nothing at all. And since this is a songwriting, storytelling thing, I will do my best to kind of tell stories when they're applicable. But I'll never forget that when I sent it to Jimmy Buffett's kind of his right-hand guy, and I said, hey, we thought of Jimmy Buffett for this song, And he said, sent me an email back, said, thank you for sending it, but Jimmy Buffett does not cut outside songs. I'll send it to him anyways. And then I remember about 6 months later, I ran into this guy named Mac McAnally, who was Jimmy Buffett's number 2 in command of his thing, and wrote a lot of songs with him. And he said, hey man, congratulations on your Jimmy Buffett cut. And I said, Mac, the last email I got said Jimmy doesn't cut outside songs. He goes, well, we just recorded it in the studio and Jimmy just sang it. So I emailed that guy back. I said, hey man, did you forget to tell me something? He goes, oh man, did I not email you about that? I said, no, you didn't. But that'd been really cool, because that's probably the coolest thing ever happened in my entire life, and thank you for not telling me about it. And then I remember I get a call from Jimmy, and he said, hey man, I want you to come out and sing this song with me at the Bridgestone Arena in Nashville, Tennessee, opening our tour. I said, heck yes, I will be there. And I remember he came up to me and he said, Django, how did it take 6 of y'all to write a 2.5-minute song? I said, well, Jimmy, you want to hear a funny story about that? I said, it actually only took 5 of us to write that song. And he goes, well, I write the checks, and I know that I write checks to 6 people. And I said, well, Jimmy, there was this guy named Jed who was on the trip with us, and he was a songwriter, but instead of writing the song with us, he had met this girl on the island, and he decided that he was going to go hook up with her. And we put his name on this song thinking that nobody else would ever cut this song, and we just thought it'd be a really funny story. He said, so you mean to tell me that I'm paying a guy who wasn't even there, who wrote the song, who was getting laid? And I said, yes, sir, Mr. Buffett. He goes, I loved this song before, but now it's one of my favorites. I said, dang right, Jimmy, ain't it crazy how something could seem like nothing at all? Could take this big old world and make it seem so small. You'll see windows where there are walls. Makes a whole lot of something out of nothing at all. So there's something about a dog, something about an old guitar. There's something about a bone that gives a man hope. Amen.
Oh, yeah. I'm still processing that Jimmy Buffett called you.
Buddy.
That is really
Believe
awesome.
Me, with the amount of creditors after me, when it said Florida and had some weird number, I was like, I'm not answering it.
That's funny. Okay, so I think it's important to not ignore the elephant in the room, right? And the elephant in the room is the larger than life accomplishments and catalog and impact that your father, Jerry Jeff Walker, had on, I guess what we would call Americana country music. I mean, and the fact that you grew up in a home, right, where that road was already paved, like it was a familiar road. You grew up in a place where writing songs and being out on the road was normal, right? And I think for a lot of folks, especially first generation musicians, that's not necessarily the case. I know we've got some people from Paris, France here. We've got people from out of town. You tell us who Jerry Jeff Walker was.
Who Jerry Jeff Walker was?
Yeah. Introduce. If any of our friends from overseas don't know him.
Okay. Well, my father was a singer-songwriter. His biggest accomplishment was a song called Mr. Bojangles, if you ever heard of that song before. Yep. And, was one of the pioneers of starting this, movement against major record labels, and that you didn't need to have them to be a successful artist. when he got dropped by his record label, my mother managed and booked him for 45 years, and they decided, they were like, we're just going to go take a piece of paper and we're going to gain our fans the old-fashioned way. We're going to send them a mailing list, and they're going to show up, and you're going to play, and we're going to perform. And that turned into where Willie eventually ended up doing that, and everybody kind of followed that path of being like, you didn't need to have them. And I always tell people, just a lover of music, you know, every day I woke up, my father had a guitar in every single room of our house, and it sat on a little stand like that. And you could walk by, and he always picked it up. Me and Pat Green played last week together at a thing, and Pat said, man, I can always remember coming to dinner at your house, and like right as soon as the dessert got served, your dad would walk into another room and grab a guitar and bring it back out to the table. He just couldn't live without having a guitar in his hand and a song in his heart. So, you know, I think he's a true pioneer of music, and that's kind of what I've taken away from the old man.
Yeah. Well, yeah, absolutely. I could sit up here and tell you what I think about Jerry Jeff Walker, but I wanted to hear what you think about Jerry Jeff Walker. So tell us, I mean, it must, looking back on it now, you probably have obviously a different perspective than when you were living it, but give us just a little bit of color to the people that were coming in and out of your house that your dad was collaborating with, and like your life as a kid, you were running across people that are household names in the songwriting community.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Willie was at our house all the time. I was too young to know necessarily who it was. Guy Clark was there all the time. Towns when I was very, very young. You know, and they were all just coming to ride or hang. My dad had a beautiful place on the outskirts of Austin towards the Salt Lake Barbecue, if you know what that is. And out there is a pretty famous barbecue place. But he had a big old space out there. And so anytime the musicians would come through, they'd just come stay at the house. And it was always, you know, the wildest stories are like, there's a very famous songwriter out of L.A. Named Gary White. And he came to dinner one night, and the only thing I remember about Gary White is that my mom walked up with a big spoon of broccoli, and she went to put it on his plate, and he goes, Susan, you know, the only thing green I eat are M&Ms. Move along. And I looked at my mom and like, can we do that? And she was like, no. She put a big thing of broccoli on my plate. And I was like, well, that's my hero. He wasn't even my songwriting hero. He was just the broccoli hero, you know? And then I remember one day, my mom's office was in our house, and the phone rings and nobody's picking it up. I walk over, I said, hello, Tried and True Music. And they said, yeah, is Susan or Jerry Jeff there? I said, I don't know where they are. Can I ask who's calling? And the guy goes, yeah, this is Garth. And I went, hold on for 1 second. Click. And I went over to the other room and I said, Dad, I think Garth Brooks called you. He's like, no kidding. Well, okay. And he walks over the phone and goes, hello, Garth Brooks, you son of a... you know what? How you been? And I was like, Garth Brooks is just calling our house? It's like, tell him I want some tickets, or tell him sign something. I'm pulling my dad's thing. But yeah, awesome. It's just, and that was just a normal, you know, I mean, I guess they're just all coming through there, and the respect that I learned later in life of what they had for him spoke volumes, you know? So. Yeah.
When did you decide that you wanted to take a stab at writing your first song?
16 years old. I did a foreign exchange program thing in Spain, and my dad demanded that I take a guitar with me, and I didn't want to do it. And I remember I was so lonely and all by myself. This, you know, I didn't really speak Spanish that well, and I don't know how I ended up on this trip. And I used to sit in my room a lot, and I just remember being like, yeah, I got this guitar, and I guess I'll try and write a song. And I did, and I came back, and then actually my dad recorded it on his record. And I was like, well, my dad doesn't usually record songs if they suck, so that's a pretty good sign. Even if he's his son or not, he's not going to let it happen. And that kind of that sparked the fire with me. He would let me play it live. So my mom said, you know, when I was in high school, she goes, look, you can either go get a job working at Walgreens with all your buddies, or you can go out on tour and be your tour manager for your dad, and he's going to Seattle and Portland and San Francisco and Los Angeles and Phoenix, Arizona. I was like, I think I'm going to go do that. Walgreens sounds terrible. And I made it good, but he would let me play that song every night, and I remember I caught the bug at that, just like watching people sing a lyric you had written, and their smiles on their faces, they're dancing or whatever it was. They didn't know the song. And I just remember being like, man, that is... an adrenaline and a thing you don't. I tell people all the time, that's why I don't have to jump out of airplanes or bungee jump or do anything crazy, because the adrenaline rush you get from somebody enjoying your music and genuinely clapping or singing or whatever is the best feeling you can ever get in your entire life. I think you might agree.
Do you still play that song?
I do not.
All right.
I mean, I can play part of it. Like, I can play. It's a pretty dumb song. I don't know why. This guitar didn't want to. This guitar's got terlingua dust all over it, so excuse me for a second. It's been in the mountains and.
While he's tuning, I'll tell all the new people, there's 2 ways to listen to this content. One is our syndicated radio program, and our friends at Maverick Radio run that for us every Saturday at noon and 7, because one time was not enough. So you can listen to it twice on Saturdays. Now, that is edited for rebroadcast, okay? Our video podcast is unedited, so you can listen to Django Walker tune his guitar anytime you want on the unedited version of the video podcast.
It's going to be all night, so you're really into that kind of thing.
Okay, so what was the name of this song?
It's called The Road You Choose.
Oh, okay.
And I was one of those kids in high school that got picked on a lot, and I guess when you have a weird name like Django, and you're not into all the cool stuff that everybody wants to do, people, when they're that age, tend to think it's cool to just, they don't know any better. And I remember I was sitting in that little room, and I came up with this. I'll try and get through a verse and maybe a chorus. Skinny young kid who sits in the back of the class, nobody knows his name, nobody cares to ask. Sit up front, they tell him that he won't go far. Not knowing that one day he's gonna grow up to be a movie star. Gotta hold your head up high if you're gonna see it all. Got to put your foot above the rest if you're gonna rise at all. Gotta spread your wings and fly if you don't want to fall. It's the road that you choose. It's gonna take you through it all. I can't believe I made it through that one. Yeah.
From a lonely, sad hotel room in Spain.
Yeah. Yeah. And that optimistic thing of just like giving it back to the bullies and stuff, I think about it all the time. When I had Texas on my mind, I remember one of them came up, and I was opening for Pat Green, and he was one of the kids that picked on me. And he's like, "Django, good to see you." And I was like, Take that, you nerd.
Do we have a therapist in the house?
Yeah. This is going to be a very long. Lay down on this couch. We will find your problems.
Okay, so in 2002, you put out your first full-length studio project, and that was the first time that I heard your music, and you were out running up and down the road. How many times have you played the Tap and Hurricane Harry's and back in the day, and you know what I mean? Out there running the circuit.
I remember there's the Carnies here, Fitzgerald's, the old Shadow Creek Canyon, Shadow Canyons.
Yeah.
The back of the Dixie Chicken for
of course.
I've cut my teeth here many, many a times. Yeah. I actually tell everybody that College Station was probably the first kindest place that actually got my music the most, and we were drawing really good crowds, was College Station. more than, So I give a lot of credit to College Station for, accepting my music and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, well, and we still love you.
Thank you.
Some bad things have happened since then, but we still love you. No, so pick a song off of that first record that you still play every night.
Still play every night?
Yeah, every time you play.
It's got to be College Life then, but...
Yeah, since we're talking about that, let's play this.
These days, I always like to dedicate this to my grandmother's 103 years old. Little sweet old 103-year-old Texas grandmother. She lives in a little town called Lockett, but this is her favorite song. And I always like to say that so that if you do not like it, then that means you do not like 103-year-old Texas grandmothers. That makes you a pretty crappy person, in my opinion. It just protects my song. Well, my daddy always said, son, you'll have fun drinking with your friends and everyone takes for granted these are the best years of your life. You know that high school sure seemed like a joke. When I got to college, I was on my own, trying to find the best drink specials every night. And after midnight at the San Marcos Federales, what I finally figured out that I should probably keep my mouth shut instead of telling them what I thought. You know, I paid the county for many months. I even think I paid the Christmas bonuses once. How I learned what student loans are all about. And it's Taco Bell for breakfast and for lunch, Keystone Light. Out of bed by sundown, make the party just on time. Probation's in the morning, herbal tea, do me right. Look what I learned in my college life, that's right. Well, I decided to major in country music. I found out that I couldn't use the 30 hours that I'd managed to log last year. And anthropology, it sure seemed cool to me, wasn't included in my degree. I decided to study domestic beer. And Shiner Bach, man, it was good to me. It treated me better than history or that little blonde I'd met in the science lab. In fraternity life, it was a change of pace. Taught me how to make mistakes, break my failing grades to good old dad. Taco Bell for breakfast and for lunch, Keystone Light. Out of bed by sundown, make the party just on time. Probation's in the morning, herbal tea will do me right. Look what I learned in my college life, that's right. Well, now one of these days will come graduation. I sure hope I won't be mistaken, that everything I learned won't be in vain. You know that sure I failed a test or 3 doesn't make a lesser man of me, 'cause there's more to life than a 1-point GPA, that's right. Taco Bell for breakfast and for lunch, Keystone Light. Out of bed by sundown, make the party just on time. Probation's in the morning, herbal tea will do me right. Look what I learned in my college life. And this is for all you Aggies that don't think that I don't know where I stole this song from. This old porch is just a big old red and white Hereford bull standing under a mesquite tree in Abbott, Texas. Amen. Yeah.
Wow.
I remember when I wrote it and I called my dad. I said, Dad, I think I ripped off Robert Earl Keen. He goes, oh, hell, we all rip each other off all the time anyways. I said, all right, well, it's cool with you, it's cool with me. Never asked Robert if it was cool, but I don't care.
Well, asking your dad that question is kind of like asking the judge if you can commit the crime. Right?
Yeah, it felt right.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay, I want to ask you about another song on that debut record called Texas Blacktop Highway.
Mm-hmm.
You still play that one? You play that one for us tonight, maybe?
I can try. I haven't played it in probably 10 years, but we can try.
Dude, yeah, but hey, you're a master.
Yeah.
You got this.
You think so? You want me to do
I don't
it right
know.
now?
We can try it. We'll edit it out of the radio show, but we'll leave it in the video podcast.
So, I wrote this song with my very first guitar player was one of my best friends. We wrote College Life together. We wrote this song. We wrote a bunch of songs down the road off that first record. And I remember we were talking one night as we were writing and said, man, isn't it crazy? I was saying, man, it's pretty crazy. I said, I'm doing the exact same job that my father did, and I'm going out on these highways and beating down the roads and playing all these places. And my guitar player said, yeah, man, me too. I said, your dad didn't play music? He goes, no, but he sold welding equipment his entire life. He sold MIG guns, and he spent his entire life traveling up and down the Texas highways selling MIG guns to people for their welding. I said, all right, yeah, that's the same path in a different way. And we wrote this song about, our lives. See if I can remember. I spent my whole life on the open road. That blacktop Texas highway is all I know. Monday morning, either rain or shine, came early every week. Bills to pay, more deadlines to meet. Tried to fight the urge not to run away, leaving all my problems left unpaid. But a good man does what he should do, takes things face to face. So I guess I'll have to face that lonely highway for another day. So I'm moving on, I got dreams that I won't let die. No road is left forgotten as I drive into the night. Try so hard to carry on words that my daddy preached. I guess I'll have to fight that lonely highway for another week. Late night radio is my best friend. It's talking of the places that I've never been. But one day, see it the other side. Wondering if over that next hill could be my way. Could be my way out. So I'm moving on. I got dreams that I won't let die. No road is left forgotten as I drive into the night. I try so hard to carry on words that my daddy preached. I guess I'll have to fight that lonely highway for another week. Tried to find a place I could settle down where those blacktop Texas highways can't be found. But about the time I get there and my suitcase is unpacked, the rolling wheels keep calling me on back. So I'm moving on, I got dreams that I won't let die. No road is left forgotten as I drive into the night. Try so hard to carry on words that my daddy preached. I guess I'll have to fight that lonely highway for another week. Amen. I'm telling you, that
He did.
It's in there with all the Whataburgers and the beers and stuff. Amazing it's still in there.
Okay, so you released another full-length studio record in 2018, and I want to ask you about the title track, That's Just Me.
Yeah.
Tell us about that one.
I had that title for forever. I love conversational lines. And I remember we were sitting at a bar. I was living in Nashville at the time, and I remember sitting at a bar, and one of my buddies was like, I'm going to go get us a couple beers. And he goes, I don't know about you, but I'm going to have a shot. That's just me. And I went, I love that line. I don't know about you, but that's just me. And I remember the next day I was riding with that same guy. I said, hey, man, do you remember that thing you said at the bar? And he's like, nope. Which is usually the way it goes. Why do you have to write it down? And I said, I want to write that. And he goes, what does that mean? And the first two lines of the song were the first two things I said to him. I said, I want to write it like I'm actually telling an autobiographical thing about myself. And I want it to relate to people, but if they don't, it doesn't matter because that's just me. And he was like, all right, yeah, I can do that with you. And I thought we wrote a pretty good song for sure, you know?
That's great, yeah.
Thank you.
You want to play that one for us?
You want to play that one?
Yeah, please.
Okay. So like I say, first two lines of this song were the first two things I said. I like old Don Williams records and my eggs on the sunny side. Tin roof rattling under thunder and a pretty girl's smile. I like a little ice in my whiskey. I like big block fast cars. I like flying high on a Friday night, landing in a dive bar. Got a soft side and a tough side, too much pride sometimes sad, and I won't apologize for living my life free. Got a hard time with this heart of mine, 'cause I was born the leaving kind, and I can guarantee that you get just what you see. I don't know about you, but that's just me. I like the quiet of a morning in an aisle seat on a plane. Phone call from an old friend, and I love the smell of summer rain. I like a beachside Bloody Mary. I like a once in a while cigar. I like way too much of a good thing and every last one of my scars. Got a soft side and a tough side, too much pride sometimes sad, and I won't apologize for living my life free. Got a hard time with this heart of mine, 'cause I was born the leaving kind. Can guarantee that you get just what you see. I don't know about you, but that's just me. I'll take a country sky over a city night any day of the week. I don't know about you, that's just me. I got a soft side and a tough side, too much pride sometimes sad, and I won't apologize, living my life free. Got a hard time with this heart of mine, 'cause I was born the leaving kind. I can guarantee you get just what you see. I don't know about you, that's just me. I don't know about you, that's just me.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
So, okay, so you put out the first record in 02.
Mm-hmm.
You put out That's Just Me in 18.
I put out an EP, and I put out two records in between there. One of them you can't find anymore. It was a record called 6 Trips Around the World, and when we all went to digital, I remember they put it on iTunes and stuff, and they lost all the files for it, and it was replaced by like this punk rock band that was like, rah, 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 rah. I was like, well, I can't have that on there. And so I just got rid of the record all the way together. And it wasn't one of my favorites, but it had a record there in like 2006.
Okay.
With that, I had an EP in like 2010 or 11. And then that's just me.
So once you started writing, did it just become part of what you did? Are you always writing?
I wouldn't say I'm always writing, but yeah, I'm always looking to write. I'm one of those people that has to be very, very inspired to write. When I lived in Nashville for 6.5 years, I had a publishing deal and all that stuff, and going into a room every day and trying to create something that you really don't believe in or feel or, was a very, very tough thing for me. I have to hear a line like the one I just did and understand it completely. And then if I do, I'm like, okay, I can write that. Or I have to have something happen to me, and then I can write about it. If it doesn't, I can't just sit there and write nothing, I just don't have that skill. Some do, some are great at it. I'm not.
Got it. So what is, so what is the most recent song that you've written that you felt inspired when you wrote it? Do you have something new you can play for us?
Yeah, I would love to play this song for you. I was hoping you'd ask for something new because can't wait to detune the guitar again. Right? So, in January, there's a music festival called Mile Zero Fest. I don't know if any of y'all have been to that yet in Key West. Just want to see if I can remember it. And last year when I went, there's this buddy of mine named Doug Montgomery. He's a Ford car salesman from Stephenville, Texas, and he sold his car dealership and he bought a house in Key West, and he always lets me stay with him. And when I flew in, I was dog tired. I had been coming off of playing in Belize. I flew right into Key West and get there, and Doug says, hey, tonight we're going to go to this place called the Chicken Preserve in Key West. And I was like, man, I don't know. I don't want to. He said, just trust me, you want to go. So I hauled up, I go down there, and it's this guy named David Wegman, and he lives at this house, and in the back of it, he made a place where artists can come play and sing, and all the people on the island. He's got chickens running around. It's funky. It's got like tarps hung up over the top of it to, keep the rain out or whatever. And when I get there, Doug says, David, this is Django. It's that Father's Jerry Jeff. And he says, oh man, can I show you my art workshop? And takes me in this back room, and there's a picture of him and Keith Richards sitting on this beach in the Bahamas. And then right below the picture is a guitar signed by Keith Richards. And then he takes me over to this banjo. He said, Zach Brown gave me this banjo. He came by here one night, loved it so much, he sent me this banjo. And then he takes me out to the table, and there's a table, and it's got a picture of him and Kenny Chesney underneath it. And he said, Kenny came by one day and helped me move this big piece of glass and makes this dining room table. I said, who the hell are you, by the way? And we had this great night together, played songs for hours and hours and hours. And then when I got home, he had sent me a book to say thank you that he had written. And I read the book, and it's absolutely amazing. This guy is a true pirate. And the first lines of the song were the first 2 lines in the book. And I said, I'm going to write a song for old David Wegman because he deserves it. I mean, this guy sailed around the world for 3 straight years on a sailboat by himself. Went through the Panama Canal, went all the way through there, went all the way wrapped around and landed back in Key West. And he did that because he was selling cocaine. He had buried the cocaine on the beach underneath the sand. And he was like, if I leave for 3 years and I go around the entire world, they'll probably forget about me. And they did. Gotta respect it. And then he goes, Django, I sold that cocaine. I got out of the business. I bought a little place in Maine. I said, good for you. So I'll send this out to David Wegman. To say what makes a pirate are the nautical miles spent out on the sea. I've done my time. I guess that makes one out of me. See, I've always been a drifter. I've always chased the setting sun. So if you see me on the wind, don't you worry about your friend. 'Cause in between the points and ports, you can always find true north. Some pretend, some have regrets, some are born to live like pirates. I found my share of treasure. I've even buried one or two. You can't change the weather, and you can't let it change you. It doesn't matter where you're going. Sometimes it's better just not knowing. So if you see me on the wind, don't you worry about your friend. In between the points and ports, you can always find true north. Some pretend, some have regrets, some are born to live like pirates. They say dead men tell no tales. They leave their stories with their sails. You can't live forever, yet somehow they always do. Legends get better. With marks on maps they leave the clues, and that's the reason that they hide them. You'll spend your whole life trying to find them. And if you see me on the wind, don't you worry about your friend. In between the points and ports, you can always find true north. Some pretend, some have regrets, some are born to live. Yes, some are born to live like pirates. Thank you.
I love that song. So I can imagine things going one of two ways when you would play a song for your dad if he was like a really good songwriter, and I'm interested to know how he responded. Like, did he always try to encourage, or if you like, yeah, okay, tell us a little bit about that, because that would be tough.
It was very simple.
Okay,
very simple. My dad, I would come and play him a song, and he would always be in his room either reading a book or watching a baseball game. And if he didn't move from either one of them, I knew it was nothing. But when it was good, he would pick his head up, and he would look, and he would catch it late because he was always doing something. And he would pick his head up and he'd look at me, and then he'd get to the end of it and he'd be like, "Hey, play that again." And that's when I knew. I always knew. And I said that's one of the biggest things that I miss about my father to this day, is that I don't have my buffer that would give me the unadulterated, honest truth of a song. Because you'll play these songs for friends and they'll be like, "Oh, it's so good." And you're like, "Dude, that's just a friend being a friend, man. I know the difference, kind of, or whatever." But with him, I knew if it was good like that, and I do miss that. When I write now, I think a lot of with my dad like this, and it sticks with you even after. And I'm glad I had the time where he did do that, because I guess he was teaching while he was, watching the Yankees, I guess. That was his team. Is there one that maybe is one that you got to play him before he passed that made him look up like that? It was Something About a Boat.
Okay, yeah.
I remember playing Something About a Boat for him, and he it just perked up. But Texas on My Mind was one that I remember the first time I played him, Texas on My Mind, and that's a full long story, because my songwriting teacher in England told me it was the worst song he'd ever heard.
Wow. Well, let's go ahead and tell that one.
Okay. Well, there it is, right there.
All right.
And I mean, the story is crazy, because this is I hate going and teaching songwriting. I hate it more than anything, because I think songwriting is subjective. I think what I learned from that lesson was it doesn't matter what one person thinks of your song, and you might connect to 10,000 people, and that one person might be like, his song is terrible. And that's what I've learned from this. So I always tell people, I'm like, don't listen to us. Don't listen to the guy who's going to be like, try and nitpick your song and break it down and tell you this isn't good enough or whatever, because we don't know. None of us do. We're trying to write songs, and we're trying to put things out in the atmosphere, in the air, that hopefully will relate to people, and that's all that makes a song great in the end of the day, is if you relate to people. And so I took that lesson, and I remember he gave it to me. I didn't want to play it anymore. My dad said, what you been doing over there in England? And I said, well, I wrote this song about that girl that came over and broke my heart. And my dad said, well, play it for me. And I played it for him. And I remember I got done playing it, and once again, it was like the thing where he was messing with this thing on his paper, and he looked over. He's like, And he goes, hey, sing the chorus for me one more time. So I sang the chorus for him one more time. He goes, man, all right, what you doing there? And he pick up, he get excited. He picked his guitar up and he starts playing along with me with it. And he said, hey, in 3 days, I've got a recording session with the band. Why don't you come and you sing that song on that recording session with us? And I went, oh, okay. I said, I guess, sure, if you want me to. He said, yeah. And then I remember Pat Green came over about 2 weeks later, and I was on the break from school, and there was 100 CD disc changer in our house. And during that dinner, somehow, out of 100 CDs, that disc came on. And I said, that's some crazy luck. And then Pat's at dinner, and Pat does the same thing my dad did. He's like, play that song again. Play that song again. And I did the thing of like, I literally told Pat the other night, I was like, I don't even remember it or not, but I told you, thank you very much for being such a good friend, but you don't have to keep playing it. Pat was like, was I right? I was like, no, you were right. But that's beside this point. I don't want to give you a bigger head. And then I remember he said, can I take the CD with me? I'm playing Willie's Picnic tomorrow, and I want to sing the song tomorrow.
Wow.
And he sang it on stage that time. He said, Django, for the first time in my life, I've sang a song that nobody knew. And by the last chorus, everyone in the crowd was singing it. He said, I knew I had to go record it on that next recording we did with Corey. And then, it's just one of those things that is pure luck and things like, if I'd have let that guy tell me it was awful and I didn't play it for anybody, would I be sitting here? I don't know. Yeah. But, it's wild how all that stuff works,
Well, play that one for us.
Oh, okay. I always like to start this off by saying that I think this is the best Pat Green song ever. Might be a little biased. I woke up this morning, Texas on my mind, thinking about my friends there and a girl left behind. The way she held me when we kissed, loving that we'd done. How I left her waving goodbye, standing in the Texas sun. I got a half a mind to call her, half a mind to go. Jump a big jetliner and go winging on my way back home. All the morning it was raining on the streets of Liverpool. I stayed in and I played guitar and I sang the lovesick blues. My mind kept going back in time when we both had fun. How I left her waving to me, standing in the Texas sun. I got a half a mind to call her, half a mind to go. Jump a big jetliner and go winging on my way back home. In my dreams, she's still in love with me, but I'd have to travel home to see if she's found another man to take the place of me. I guess I'll have to funny memory. Now wishing I was back there. See, it doesn't help me much at all. When I want to hold her, doesn't help me much to call. Stuck here in this seaport town, longing for the one that I left behind me there, just standing in the Texas sun. I got a half a mind to call her, half a mind to go. Jump a big jetliner and go winging on my way back home.
Yeah, man.
Amen.
Best Pat Green song ever.
I mean, this is most well written in my opinion, but that's fine. Not according to that guy in England.
That is funny. Can't listen to the haters.
Well, there's a funny story behind that, too, is that... So I had to go back to school and finish out my final year. And right at that point in March, he released the song to radio. And I remember he sent me a CD in the mail. He said, hey, congratulations. Here's your song. And by the way, it's going to be our first single. And I knew that was a big deal. I didn't know what it meant, really, but I knew it was a big deal. And then I remember I would get like weekly mails of what the song was doing. So it was like 30, 20, 10. And then I remember number one. And then I remember every week after that, Pat would be like, number one, number one, number one. And by the time it got from March to June when I left, I think it was 8 weeks number one at that point in time. And my little 18-year-old angry self took the last number one thing that Pat Green pointed out, and I highlighted the number one thing, and I said, maybe you should take some songwriting lessons from me next time, and I pinned it to his door, and I flew back to Texas. How you like them apples, baby? That's what I said. I truly did, and I look back at it years later. I'm like, why didn't you just go out with Grace and just shake his hand? And 18-year-olds don't do that. You know?
That's awesome. Okay, well, before I forget, I need you to do a liner for us to kick off the radio show. Okay. So you say this is Django Walker, and this is real life, real music. Okay. And then these guys are going to go nuts until I say stop. All right.
Hey everybody, this is Django Walker, and this is real life, real music.
Perfect. That was great.
One take.
Did you hear the carryover over here? That was great. Yeah, well, you're awesome. We can always count on you.
Enthusiasm.
That's amazing.
That's key to all.
Okay, so real quick, I want to say thank you again to our presenting sponsors. We could not do this without them. And these are two companies that they don't not only work right here in this community, but they put money back into the culture of this community. First, my friends at Blue Forge Alliance. How many of you are here tonight? Raise your hand if you're here with Blue Forge. Absolutely. Amen. And these guys, not only do they operate right here out of Bryan, Texas. I mean, you could throw a rock and hit their building. But they are working tirelessly all over the world in order to make sure that we have all of everything that we need to be able to gather places like we are tonight and feel protected and stable. And they're working firsthand in conjunction with the U.S. Navy to just make sure that we have what we need to be able to assemble and exist peacefully. And thank you guys for everything that you do every day to make sure that we can do stuff like this tonight. So Blue Forge Alliance, yep, Amen. Absolutely. And then You're no stranger to these guys, our friends over at CC Creations that can help musicians out. You know, sometimes the gas tank is empty and so is the merch bin, and you call CC Creations and they drop ship stuff to you so you can pay for the next tank of gas. Amen. That's how it works. Amen. In the music business. And man, they not only help out musicians, but my understanding is they just finished a big old run of baseball shirts. So talk about all over the world. These guys are shipping product all over the world, working for some of the biggest brands in sportswear and apparel. And it's all right here in Bryan, Texas. If you ever get to go tour that facility, it is amazing what they do over there. 40,000 shirts a day. 125,000 shirts last night. Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right.
Drinks are on you.
Go Dodgers.
What's that top shelf look like? Congratulations. That's awesome.
Yeah, it is amazing. So CC Creations, thank you guys for what you do. Yep, for sure. All right. Let's see. I'm gonna play you a song.
Yeah, I would love that. I was just gonna ask you when you're gonna pick that thing up.
I'm gonna play you a song I wrote about songwriting.
Well, he doesn't have his plugged in. I didn't have mine tuned. We're just all over the place, aren't we?
We're professionals.
We should take this on the road. Yeah.
You're going to go back and watch this episode and be like, Kyle, even the podcast didn't have any of your mistakes. How did that happen? Well, you know, that's how it works. You getting that, Manny? Or is it like weak again? Where are you? I can't even see you. Straight. Is it working? Okay. All right. So I had this. I had the first line to this song for a long time, and it just wore me out, you know. And then you finally wrestle it down to try to get something that you think holds up, right, to the very first thing that inspired you. And so for me, this song was kind of about just reminding myself that there's not a time limit on this thing, right? We do it because we love it. We do it because we need to say something. And the days I remember that, I want to write more songs. The days I know that I don't have a Jimmy Buffett cut, I maybe don't want to write songs anymore. Dreams don't have a wallet or a watch, and they take their time and never mind the cost. And they might not even notice when you've given all you got, 'cause dreams don't have a wallet or a watch, and hope don't know discretion or despair. He just runs around without a single care. She's got this reckless need to find me when I haven't got a prayer. No hope, don't know discretion or despair. And it don't give up, and it don't quit. And you'll know it's true when it feels like this. And love has no beginning, it has no end. It flies clear across the sky and back again. And it'll warm you like the smile from a long lost friend. Yeah, love has no beginning, has no end. And it don't give up, and it don't quit. And you'll know it's true when it feels like this. It don't give up, and it don't quit. So when things get tough, just remember this. The dreams don't have a wallet or a watch, and they take their time and never mind the cost. And they might not even notice when you've given all you got, 'cause dreams don't have a wallet or a watch. Yeah, dreams don't have a wallet, and hope don't know discretion, and love has no beginning, has no end.
Hell yeah.
Thank you.
Hell yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. So you just don't quit. That's it. That's it.
Every time I do interviews, they say, "How do you make it in music?" I say, "You just have to be dumb enough to do nothing else."
Oh man, I know that's right.
And then you'll make it. It'll take a while. It might take a while, but you'll make it.
One of the things I don't know. I've been asked before, like, okay, what have you learned from interviewing, 350 people that do this for a living? And man, there's not a whole lot of like commonalities, like, because it is such a subjective thing. Like everybody's process is different and everything else. But one thing that I have picked up on is that my overall feeling is that from the people that I've interviewed that have sold, tens of millions of albums to guys just getting into the business, but seem to have some chops at it, is that they're all doing it because they feel like they have to, because it's part of who they are. And that even the ones that have been wildly successful, they would still be doing it even if they hadn't had that success. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's probably one of the only commonalities that I feel like I've picked up on in the people that I've interviewed, is that it's just part of who they are, and it's part of how they interact with the world, and they just do it.
Well, I remember when I first started playing, or told my folks I wanted to play music, I remember my dad said, "I don't want you to do it." He said, "But if you wake up every day and you can't do anything else, then you have my 100% support."
Yeah.
And I remember taking that to heart, and I remember all the long hours driving to San Angelo, Texas, and playing Blaine's, and driving 8 hours the next day, and I was excited to do it all. I remember I came home and I said, I know exactly what he means now, because if you don't have that love and that passion, you will never make it playing music. Because I tell people, like, 90% of what we do really sucks. It really does. Like driving in a car with 4 guys and sharing one hotel room and doing all this stuff. But for 1 hour and 30 minutes a night, it's the greatest joy you will ever give yourself. And that thing is what you have to love enough to where all the other stuff, like I was in Bardstown, Kentucky last week. I was in Tampa. I was in Terlingua. I was in Detroit. And now I'm here. And I don't like being in airplanes like anybody else does, and I don't like sleeping in hotel rooms. But every time I played, it was like, okay, I don't mind it all. But you have to have all that to do it. And you have to want to say something and have people relate to it and be, I guess, fearless enough to play it out there so that people can hear it and want, and then be able to connect. So, it's a lot of moving parts, but when you get it, it's in you forever. I can't imagine doing anything else. So I don't know how to do anything else.
Well, we're glad you're here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah. Okay. So, I'm going to put you on the spot and ask you, what is one of your favorite songs of your dad's to play?
That's tough. I mean, I think I know the one that everybody wants to hear. That's probably my favorite. Okay. I mean, I can do my favorite.
We can do both.
Boy, this guitar is So, this is a song that got me in love with writing story songs and telling a true story. Story about a guy. My father hitchhiked around the country and would play out of his guitar case for years and years and years. And while on the road, he met this guy, and they traveled the United States together for about 2 years. They would top trains together, and they would split the money that they had, and they would just kind of survive. But, you know, for a couple years, they needed companionship, and that's what they got. And his name was Stoney. My dad wrote a song about him, and it just made me fall in love with storytelling songs. Well, I first ran into Stoney. It was in a bar downtown. It was Richmond, Virginia then. We were just bumming around. Suitcase to suitcase, we started in talking, finding out about the things we've shared and all the miles we've been. He had this old gray pillowcase, and it was full of books by Durrell. He had this old concertina that was all beat up, man. You know, it played like hell. Until you got him started singing those gospel songs. Yeah, we drank all night for nothing. He told me stories till dawn. He said, come on, get your bag, boy, and come with me, 'cause the sun's up and it's time to roll. No, there ain't no better time than early in the morning to get out walking these roads. 'Cause we'll be getting hold of another day beginning, instead of just rushing on by. We'll be like some misty independent sun, taking our own sweet time. Well, old Stoney had a magic, sure made him hard to forget. Like the one night we rolled down this old Ohio highway in a Buick that had nearly wrecked. There was a crazy woman driving. She was drunk up and carrying on. She just wound a little tight, and Stoney, he calmed her, singing them gospel songs. Well, we split the road up around Norwood. He just shook my hand. He said, I'll see you someplace, cowboy. But you know he never has. Yeah, we were that free then, just walking down the road, never really caring where that old highway goes. And I found out a few years later that old Stoney was a bullshitter, no doubt about it. But I guess it's just the way that he told things that made you never want to doubt him. 'Cause he kept you going when the road got rough. See, he brought you through the lean times just by making it up. See, he figured that money gets you through times of bullshit better than bullshit gets you through times of money. And that's the truth.
Yeah, man. Yeah. All right. Well, okay. Now let's stay talking about your dad for a minute, because you released a single last year.
Yeah.
That paid homage to your dad, and the first time I heard it, I listened to it and I was like, okay, that's honest. You know what I mean? Like, it's honest, because father and son relationships aren't easy, you know. And I just really, when I listened to that song, I just thought, all right, he's not sugarcoating, but he's honoring his dad, and he's.
Well, I remember that. So this song is a weird thing. I remember. My father passed away October 23rd, 2020, so it's just 2 weeks old of his 50th year anniversary of his passing. And I remember it was the July of the year he passed away, and he was going through a really tough time, and it was COVID, and you couldn't be around anybody. or you weren't supposed to, or whatever those rules were. And I remember, you're all by yourself, and I have a really great wine collection. And I decided I was going to get into it real deep that night. And I remember I only had that title. I had a title called My Hero. And I just was thinking about him, and I was living in the back house at the time because I had just moved back to town, and I could see his room. And I remember I got really, really wasted, and I got this really good buddy. He's a great songwriter out of Georgia. His name is Channing Wilson, and Channing is like if Duck Dynasty and Sons of Anarchy had a baby, that's what he looks like. So you can picture what this guy looks like, but he's a big old cuddly bear. And he kind of lives a life of like a dog. Like if nothing's going on, he sleeps, and if something's happening, he wakes up. And I remember I called him at like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I said, Channing, Django, what are you doing? He's like, nothing, just whatever. And I said, man, I want to write this song called My Hero. And I said, is it messed up that my hero drank and smoked cigarettes and wasn't the typical hero in his very prolific fashion? He goes, no, buddy, that's exactly what makes him your hero. And he said, if you remember this call tomorrow, you write that song, okay? And thank God I remembered that call at about 11:30 the next day when I woke up with a hangover. And I wrote this. You probably want me to play it? Is that what you're getting at?
Please.
Just tell the story and change it to something else?
Please. Yeah.
Let me play my drink a beer song.
This capo sucks. You want this one?
I might. Hold on. We might get it. Let's just see what happens. No, that's good. That's good right there. Thank you. So I tried to write a song that was for me, but I try to make it relatable to everybody. I wanted it to be a thing that your hero doesn't have to be perfect. He doesn't have to be anything. He just has to be your hero. My hero was a drinker. He smoked cigarettes, never rode into town, helped a damsel in distress. He wasn't always there, right in the nick of time, had his fair share of mistakes, he crossed a lot of lines. He taught me how to play this old 6-string guitar, how to make a living in these small town bars, how to laugh and how to love, how to be a good friend. Truth that the good guys don't always win. I just hope he knows that he's my hero. My hero didn't fly, never wore a cape. It was blue jeans and a cowboy hat most of his days. He was stubborn as an ox. He never wanted fame. He knows the fastest way to get you from Lubbock to LaGrange. He taught me how to play this old 6-string guitar and how to make a living in these small town bars, how to laugh and how to love, how to be a good friend. Truth that the good guys don't always win. I just hope he knows that he's my hero. Now I hear that heroes that live forever. Man, that ain't the case, 'cause I'm looking right in mine, and he's getting old and gray. And I know he ain't the comic book, typical one you find, but he wasn't trying to save your life, he was saving mine. And he taught me how to play this old 6-string guitar and how to make a living in these small town bars, how to laugh and how to love, how to be a good friend. Truth that the good guys don't always win. I just hope he knows someday before he goes that he's my hero. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Have y'all had a good time tonight? All right. Well, we got time for a couple more. Okay. And here's I'm gonna kind of direct you here. You mentioned you mentioned that there was probably a song that they might want to hear of your dad's.
Yeah.
I wonder, and then you also mentioned to me when we were upstairs that that you got another song about your dad.
Yeah.
Out of your heart, that maybe a lot of people haven't heard yet, and I wonder if you play us one that you know they want to hear your dad's, and then
you want me to do it the opposite way, where I do that one and then we end on one that they know?
Yeah.
Okay,
Let's do that.
Better.
That's cool. That's why you're the pro.
Better to me. Feels better to me.
Yeah.
God Lord, this capo sucks. One of y'all's going home with a black capo. So, the year that my father passed away, me and my mother decided we were just going to have me and her Christmas. And my mom said, I don't want to do any presents. I just want to be around you. I want to drink some wine. And I want to just eat some good food and just, that's it. I said, I'm in. But when I walked into her kitchen to have dinner with her that first night, there was one present sitting on my dinner plate. I said, I thought we weren't going to do Christmas presents. She said, well, since your father passed away, I've been cleaning out some stuff, and at the very, very bottom of this box I didn't even know I had was something I think you want. And so I opened it up, and it was a picture frame, and it was my dad holding me, and I'm one. And we're in a little bar called the Chart Room in Key West. And right next to that picture was a little cocktail napkin from the Chart Room. And on it, on the left side, he had written "For Django," and on the right side, he had written "So Simple." And then he had written 4 lines on that cocktail napkin. So for 2 years, it sat on my coffee table, and I didn't know what it meant. And on the 2nd year anniversary of his passing, I was looking at that, and once again I had gotten into that wine collection I told you about. And I thought to myself that he was probably trying to write a song with me when I was 1, and I was too young to do it. So the chorus is all the lines on the cocktail napkin, and the verses are the ones I made up. So I got to write a song with him when he passed away. The song's called "So Simple." There's a picture on my table from far back as I am old, with a note that says "For Django," little something that he wrote on a faded cocktail napkin from a little island bar, scribbled down in red like it was written from the heart. He said it's about good times and friends. It's about breaking both the rules every now and then, wearing funky hats and being gypsies, standing on broken down piers, some back alley streets, some old forgotten city, taking small boats out to sea. Don't make this harder than it has to be, 'cause man, it's so simple. Now it's spent its life forgotten for almost 40 years, like it was waiting for the night when I was wishing he was here to tell me some old story that I'd heard 1,000 times, or that I'd be lost and looking needing his advice. So it's about good times and friends. It's about breaking both the rules every now and then, wearing funky hats and being gypsies, standing on broken down piers, some back alley streets, some old forgotten city, taking small boats out to sea. Don't make this harder than it has to be, 'cause man, it's so simple. There's a picture on my table from far back as I am old, with a note that says for Django, little something that he wrote.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Man, thank you for sharing that with
You're
us.
welcome.
And thank you for being here tonight, man. Thanks for,
Thank
I
you.
know you're running all over the place. Thank you for taking time out of your schedule to come hang out with us in Bryan, Texas
My
tonight.
pleasure. This is the kind of thing I love to do. So thank y'all for listening. Thank you. I'm going to give y'all a round of applause for being quiet for an hour and a half. That's a hard thing to do these days. Y'all, that's more impressive than the show, I think.
Well, I tell you, it's special. It's special.
Yeah.
And I don't take it for granted anytime I get to sit in here. On your seats, you've got information about the next show. Our buddy Gary P. Nunn is going to be hanging out with us December 15th. So, if you're the owner of your tickets, make sure you're here.
Amen.
If you're the guest of someone tonight because you got their tickets, then try to steal them again for the next show,
Right.
because it's going to be a great one.
Beg 'em.
Okay, man, you've got the arduous task of taking us home
right.
tonight.
I'm going to do this one if this capo will work again. God bless America. Give me that other capo. For the love of God. Here, congratulations. In honor of a black capo. Go write some songs with it. Which side is the right side?
There
of
you
this?
go.
This
That's
way?
that's how I do it. We'll see if that works any better.
Yep. All right. Yeah, I knew a man, Bojangles, and he danced for you. Worn as shoes, silver haired, a raggy shirt and baggy pants. Did the old soft shoe. You jumped so high, you jumped so high. Then he lighted touchdown. Met him in a cell in New Orleans. I was down and out. It looked to me to be the eyes of age. As he spoke right out and talked of life, yeah, he talked of life. Shook back his clothes all around. Said, I'm Mr. Bojangles. Yeah, I'm Mr. Bojangles. Yeah, I'm Mr. Bojangles. As I can dance. He danced with those in minstrel shows and county fairs throughout the South. He spoke with tears of 15 years. I was dogging him. They traveled about. His dog up and died. Yeah, up and died. 20 years he still grieves. He said the name Bojangles and he danced a lick right across the cell. Grabbed his pants, a better stance, and jumped up high. And he clicked his heels, and he let go of a laugh. Yeah, he let go and laughed. Laughed and slapped his leg a step. Said, I missed a Bojangles. Yeah, I missed a Bojangles. Yeah, I missed a Bojangle back in the day. So, I wear my dad's ashes around my neck and a little guitar urn so that my dad gets to sing with me every single night that I play music. And there's certain nights that like I take him somewhere to like Midland, Texas, and they're like, why the hell would you bring me back here? But I like to think on a night like this where there's beautiful little candles lit and everybody's being quiet listening to music, my dad would be really proud and happy that he is here. So thank y'all very much. Said I danced with those that miss. Oh, wait, no, that's not the right verse. Said I danced at every chance in honky tonks for these drinks and tips. And most of the time I spend behind these county bars. And I drink a bit. And he shook his head. And as he shook his head, I heard someone ask him, please. Said I missed a Bojangles. Yeah, I missed a Bojangles. Yeah, I missed a Bojangles. 'Cause I could dance. Yeah, I knew a man, Bojangles, and he'd dance for you when the sun went down. Yeah, amen. Appreciate you, friends.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Django Walker. Thank you guys so much for being here tonight. Be sure and be back for Gary P. Nunn on December 15th. And y'all drive safe. We'll see you next time.